Hey YouTube, welcome back to the Second Time Lucky Mining channel. As you can see, the location is slightly different, so I'm on my way to go and scoop up a second-hand 6700 XT. So let me go and pick it up and show you guys what it looks like and how it performs. Alright, managed to pick the car up. As you guys can see, it's not raining as the last time or when I picked up the helium miner. Have a look at the temps today. So as you can see, it's a nice hot day outside, so 36.5. A nice hot day to pick up some deals. As you can see, here is the card. Let me show you. So there it is, a XFX Swift 309. So let's go home and open it up and show you guys what it looks like. Alright guys, I'm back at home after doing the deal. Let me show you what it looks like. So what I got was this XFX Swift 309. So this is the box. I've taken it out. Looking at the actual card, you can see what it looks like. It's got two 8-pins, got 3 fans. Looks like it's got a dual BIOS switch around about there. Yeah, so this is what it looks like. As you can see at the fans, it looks hell of a clean. I don't think this thing has been used a whole bunch, but let me show you where am I going to put it in and the work that is going to have to go into it to make this work. So let me show you. So here's the graphics card. So here you can see I've brought the mining rig actually downstairs to do a bit of work, and I'll explain why just shortly. But if you have a look at the actual card and comparing it with, let's say, a 6800 XT, as you can see, it's not as thick, but it's basically as long as my 6800 XT. And then size-wise, thickness-wise, it's about the same as this 2070 that I've got here. Obviously not as thin as the RX 4000 on the left-hand side. But yeah, so that's sort of where the card is. And what I will need to have to do, so as you can see, here's the 4 Noctua fans, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the 5 rigs. So this is actually a frame for 6 GPUs, and as you can see, I only have 5 in. So I've got the 2 6800 XTs, a blanket or clean 6800, there's a 2070, and then there is the A4000. So I actually have another 3060 Ti, so that I haven't slotted in here because I was waiting for the Octominer case, but now seeing that I've got this GPU, I'll see what I can do, because ultimately I can get at least 6 GPUs on the actual frame. So I'm trying to get the most hashes onto this frame, but my limitation up until now has been this power supply here. So it's a 1200 watt platinum power supply. So that's what I've been limited to, but I do have, and as you can see here, I do have a second 1000 watt power supply. So what I'm going to do is make use of this connector here to see if I can get both of those power supplies working. So what I'll have to do now is rearrange this rig to make it work. The other thing that's going to be interesting, and I'll zoom in a little bit here. So as you can see, this, and just take these things a little bit out of the way. This motherboard is actually a gaming motherboard and only have 4 PCIe slots for graphics cards, but I'm actually making use of the M.2 connector. So you can see there I've already been using a M.2 connector. Let me just show you guys there. So I've already been using one before to actually get the 5 GPUs going, and I've just now just move this out of the way. Let's move this fan out of the way. As you can see right at the back there, I've got another one that I'm gonna make work at the back. I do have another connector, but I don't think it's needed. I've got the Octominer case coming hopefully Monday, Tuesday, or early next week. So hopefully all of these GPUs I'll move into the Octominer case. But today is Saturday, so let's see if I can at least get 6 GPUs working Saturday, and I want to test that out. What I'm planning to do is test it out together with this Elmore Labs PMD, so I'll make sure that we have a decent look at the power consumption with it. Anyway, so let me start rearranging this. I thought I'll show this for guys that are new. As you can see, I've got the 1200 watt power supply right there, and I'm powering each GPU with a single 8-pin strands. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now to get 2 PSUs working, I have this adapter here, and as you can see, I will have the 1 PSU going into this, and then the other one connected. So this one here, then connected on the other side. So the idea is, as soon as you switch the system on, the other power supply is also switched on. So let me go and wire up. So I've got all of the AMD cards nicely in with all of the risers. Now it's to do the rest. So let's get the 2 NVIDIA cards going. So I'm thinking of taking the 3060 Ti instead of the 3070. Oh, sorry, the 2070. So let's see how that goes. Before I jump into the final rig build, let me quickly go through the specifications and then the profitability and look at the market, because today is definitely a down day. So it's important to take that type of stuff into perspective. So looking at the specs, I'm again using Tech PowerUp. So you can see the chip or the die is the Navi 22 die. So it's not the same as the Navi 21 that is shared across the 3 cards, so 6900 XT, 6800 XT and non-XT. What's interesting here is you can see it's got 12 gigs of GDDR6 memory. So that is actually 12 gigs is more than what I would think you would need from a gaming perspective. Maybe in a couple of years you'll actually consume that playing 1440, but I don't know. I think that's maybe a little bit too much. But the other important thing here for us as miners is the bus width. So you can see it's only got 192-bit bus. So I'll come back to that when I start looking at the competition. So if I scroll a little bit down, the MSRP is supposed to be $480 US. So spoiler alert, I paid 1,000 Australian dollars. So if I translate to US dollars, that's about 715. So I still paid more than what the MSRP is, but in the shops it's way more. So I think I paid like almost 25% less than what the retail cost of these cards are. What I again like to look at is the gaming performance. So as you can see here, this card is supposed to compete with the 3060 Ti. So that's the direct competition, and from a gaming perspective, it's more or less the same. So it's slightly weaker than the previous generation flagship, the 2080 Ti, but its main competition is the 3060 Ti. And then also from a mining perspective and from a cost perspective, that should be exactly where it should slot in. And you know, I personally think the 3060 Ti is just a better mining or gaming card. Gamers will pay more for a 3060 Ti, and then, you know, if you look at the 3060 Ti, it will mine better as well. Unfortunately, not the LHR model. And that's now the issue, and exactly why I bought the 6700 XT. You can't seem to find a 3060 Ti non-LHR at anywhere near the price of a 6700 XT. It's just people are still crazy and charging too much for that. So there's lots of LHR 3060 Ti's, but I already have one, and I don't want another one. So that's really why I bought this. And the issue from a mining perspective with the 6700 XT is really the bandwidth. So you can see the bandwidth here is less than what a 3060 Ti does. So a 3060 Ti has got a bigger bus width compared to this card, but it can still mine, and we'll go and have a look at that now. Right, so let's have a look at profitability. So first up, let me go to the market, because today is a big day in the market. As you can see, it's down heavily. So today is the 22nd of January in 2022. So you can see Bitcoin is 35,000, and then Ethereum is below 2.5k. So it's down heavily. Even if I look at something else that I'm interested in is Flux. So if I have a look at Flux, so it's at $1.50 or 52. So everything is down. So if you're buying, it's definitely a good opportunity to grab some crypto at the low price. If you are mining and your electricity is expensive, it's maybe not that good for you. But anyway, so let's have a look at what What2Mine says specifically for this card. So if I go to What2Mine and select the 6700 XT and look at what it's proposing, so it says about 48 mega hashes, which I think is more or less correct. It says 140 watts. I think that is too high, but we will have a look as soon as I give it a go. And then if I have a look at
The Flux, so Zelhash, it's saying 36 sols at 130 watts. So I am questioning this 130 watts. I'm not sure, or I at least haven't managed to get all of my AMD cards to consume what to mine says when I'm mining Flux. But anyway, so let's have a look at it. If I hit calculate, even with today's markets being down, I'm still making $1.39 after power, and I've put in my power costing here, so you can see I've got 12 cents per kilowatt hour specifically for me. So even for me, at least I'm making something. So $1.39 from a break-even point of view. So that is going to be 500 days or a little bit more than 500. So it's obviously not great from ROI perspective, but at least I'm still making money, and that's, I would like to have skin in the game at the end of the day. But let me show you the finished build.
Right, what a struggle. It ended up being the miner, so Phoenix Miner not hashing with the 6700 XT. Anyway, so let me show you sort of what it looks like at the moment. So here you can see 6800 XT, another 6800 XT, a 6800 non-XT, then the 6700 XT, so this is the new card. Then that is the 3060 Ti, so I've swapped out the 2070, and there's the A4000. So if you have a look at the hash rates, so I'm using Gminer at the moment. So if I just zoom a little bit in, so you can see there it's hashing at about 47 mega hashes, and the software is reporting, what's that, 90 watt. So if you have a look here at the back, I've actually got one of these Elmore Labs. So let me just, so that you guys can see, I'm gonna toggle power. So it's saying just below 70 watts. So it jumps up every now and again. This is now mining Ethereum. So as you can see, I've got the two cables going out of the Elmore Lab device into the 3700 XT, and then obviously the other side is to the power supply. So that's how I'm measuring a little bit more accurately to see exactly what the 6700 XT is actually pulling. Anyway, if you guys, that's it for this one. So this rig is probably not going to be like this. I still have a 2070, so as you can see here, here's the 2070 that I still need to put in, but obviously there's no space on this frame. Hopefully the Octominer case arrives sometime this week, and then I can go and install all 7 cards in there. But that's it for this one, guys. If you've liked the content, please like it and maybe consider subscribing. If you didn't like it, please specify what you would like me to change. Otherwise, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.